we can really create a significant impact in innovation, leveraging this particular technologies. So I'd like to thank particularly 3 individuals, I think, who really contributed the most making this possible. Sashikant Khandelwal, Sharad Kola, who is in Hyderabad campus, and Professor Rahul Banerjee. They spent nights and days in last 1.5 years with a team of 50 volunteers, which is really started from scratch, selecting the technologies in a very professional manner, designing it, implementing it, and here we are today launching this. So I want to really thank all the BITSians who helped us, all the alumni who helped us. It is a joint project between BITS and BITSA International. It is really, we are very thankful to all the alumni who contributed for this particular program. And we'd like to make sure that they will continuously do so for all the future activities which is BITSA is going to take. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Jan, for your insightful address. And before I introduce Mr. John Chambers, I would like to just mention very quickly that this particular project from alumni side was actually co-chaired by 2 young people, Shashikant sitting at Pilani and Sharad sitting in Hyderabad campus in business room respectively. So I just wish to acknowledge their contribution specifically on that along with others. So it is a privilege to introduce Mr. John Chambers, who has a video message for us, and he joined Cisco in the year 1961 and the department 1991. And he did help company to grow to a $46 billion company. He was named chairman in addition to his role as CEO. He has received many awards for his leadership over 17 years of his stay at Cisco, including the Bower Award for Business Leadership from Franklin Institute. May I now request Pilani Campus Classroom to kindly play the video message of Mr. John Chambers for all of us. I would request all of the classrooms to kindly.
Hello, I'm John Chambers, CEO and Chairman of Cisco. It's a pleasure to be with you today on the BITS Connect 2.0. It's hard to believe, but it was nearly a decade ago when you all set the example in terms of the importance of connectivity. Connecting, if you will, IP telephony, changing the way voice is transmitted, gigabit capabilities across the entire campus and between universities, and thinking again in terms of the role wireless would play. Today, you're doing it once again. You're making history in terms of how video will become not just the next voice, but the primary way in which we communicate any device to any content, any professor to any student, any healthcare organization to anyone throughout India. It's exciting what you're beginning to do and understand how the importance of video and pervasive video will completely change education and the way that all of us interface to technology. It will not just connect the campuses, it will connect the world. And it brings to life the power of an intelligent network. Intelligence throughout the network not only allows the processing capability or the storage capability or the network to be pervasive so that you have no idea where you're gathering the information from. It can be on the device, the iPad, if you will, in your hand. It can be somewhere in the network. It can be at a great university, or it can be in the minds of key professors and say, how do you bring this throughout your entire student body? The ability to capture this allows for a competitive advantage both as a university or a company, as a country, how quickly you can do innovation, and how you can operate with operational excellence that we've not seen before. In short, I believe it will completely transform education, healthcare, and the way the government delivers services to all the citizens throughout every country. an example of teachers or doctors, the ability to bring teaching capability not only to the best and brightest in your great universities and engineering organizations, but bring healthcare to every citizen within India at an affordable cost in a video type capability. But it allows you to begin to understand the power as you train your best engineering students and as you deliver your content to these students to understand what the power can be in terms of innovation. It allows you to bridge this gap. It is the ability, in my opinion, to catch what I call market transitions. People often ask, what has been unique about Cisco? We're customer driven, but what we focus on is not the competition, but catching market transitions, both technology and business in the market. And when you think about it, it's never occurred at a faster pace than it is right now. We just recently did a survey for students around the world, and it talks about how important virtual access to the internet has become to them. A third of the college students, if they had a choice between owning a car or being on the internet, would say, I'd rather be on the internet and have access to the internet. When you think about what this means, a third of the college students are really saying the availability of network to connect to any content that they want is as basic as food and water and shelter. And something that I probably would have struggled with, 40% of college students would rather be on the internet, communicating through the internet, than being out on a date or hanging out with friends. Now, what this points out is how quickly things are changing. And it's important for great companies or great universities, and make no mistake about it, you're among the world's elite here, to know that all of us have to change. In fact, the most difficult organization to change is often those who've been most successful. That's why I become so excited about what you're doing today. It's knowing how to change and knowing when to change in a culture that adapts to the change that separates you from your peers. For those students in the audience, a couple words of advice. I was asked to make my key comments in terms of our student now, or giving advice to the students in terms of their future or lessons learned in life. What would be some of the key takeaways? The first one would be treat people like you'd like to be treated yourself. As basic as that says, that's how we treat our employees at Cisco. That's also how we treat our customers. Secondly, you don't learn a lot when you talk. The importance of listening and learning how to do that very effectively. Third is take risk. If you're not taking risk, you never get ahead in life. And you'll learn more about your setbacks than you will your actual successes. Deal with life the way it is, and learn that probably it will determine your future as an individual or as a company more about how you deal with those challenges than actually how you handle your successes. My parents, who are both doctors, taught me a long time ago, education was the equalizer in life. What's exciting today is it's now education and the access to pervasive video through the internet that are the equalizers in life. And as you're successful, let me encourage you to give back. First, it's the right thing to do. It's example for others, but you can make a huge difference. We're proud very much of being a small part of the BITS team, and literally what you're doing from a leadership and alumni perspective, I think, is an example for the rest of the world. Cisco Partners from Life, we partner all the time. We believe it is the differentiator in terms of how organizations can work together, bring the power of collaborative groups to really change the world. Congratulations once again. I want to thank you and continue to challenge you for your leadership. Enjoy the day.
We would like to record gratitude to Mr. John Chambers for his address, and now I would like to invite upon the director of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus, who is currently at the Shankar Lal Kaur Collaboration Center, funded by an alumnus of BITS Pilani at Hyderabad, Professor Rao, for your kind address, please.
Thank you. His Excellency, the Governor of Goa, Shri Bharatveer Vanchur, the chief guest for today's function, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Secretary IT, the guest of honor for today's function, Professor B. N. Jain, Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and students. At the very outset, let me congratulate BITSA International and alumni for this excellent accomplishment. BITSA's initiatives are path-breaking. BITS Connect 1.0, implemented a decade ago, as explained by Mr. Prem Jain, connected BITS students, faculty, and staff, and provided a window for interaction with the external world besides contributing to all-round developments. BITS Connect 2.0 is another landmark development, and it will remain an important milestone. It is, in fact, a culmination of the concerted efforts of alumni across the world and faculty and staff from the 3 campuses. The way both these projects, BITS Connect 1.0 and BITS Connect 2.0, are conceived, designed, planned, and executed in a professional way deserves appreciation of one and all. This telepresence facility is a harbinger of technology-enabled campus and a technology-enabled university that would open a plethora of opportunities for collaborations and cooperation in teaching, research, entrepreneurship, administration, mentoring, and career counseling, as mentioned by Professor B. Jain, Mr. Prem Jain, and Mr. Satyanarayana. It comes at the most appropriate time when BITS has expanded into 4 campuses and student strength, both off-campus and on-campus, has increased considerably. In fact, this is a necessity in a multi-campus environment for cross-campus delivery of courses, invited talks, seminars, or academic conferences, collaborative research, and effective administration. It will boost placement opportunities to students and make the life much easier for recruiters in campus placements. I must say that this is the first of its kind in the university system wherein geographically dispersed campuses are connected to one virtual campus. The opportunities that this facility can provide are limitless, and it is difficult to visualize at this juncture their complete scope and impact. It is also difficult to visualize how the future classroom will look like with all novel and innovative methods and techniques of teaching and the concomitant development in the area of technology. It is certainly going to address the global problem of faculty shortage, as mentioned by Mr. Satyanarayana and others, and faculty expertise. It will be a boon to continuing and lifelong education and will help our work-integrated learning programs to improve their efficiency and expansion. With this, the time sensitivities can be addressed effectively in the entire university matters. More than anything, it is a go green by cutting down carbon pollution and by reducing travel across the campuses and other locations. Telepresence has taken the conferencing to a new height and put more life into it, which is essential for the delivery of cross-campus courses. In this technology-enabled era, universities need to reorganize by embracing technology. BITS has always been in the forefront of innovations and modernization. In fact, it is through such constant innovations and modernization that BITS has earned its preeminent position. Anyway, this facility would have happened at BITS sometime later, but alumni, by chipping in, hastened, accelerated the process, and placed BITS in that Ivy League institutions having telepresence facility. I must thank the BITSA International for this. In fact, I recall that this idea was discussed in the BITSA Global Meet in January 2011, as mentioned by Mr. Prem Jain, and subsequently in BITS Alumni Advisory Council, and it was planned to be completed in January 2014. I am pleased to inform you that while the second BITSA Global Meet is going to take place in BITS Pilani, Hyderabad campus in the first week of January 2014, we are already equipped with BITS Connect 2.0 in our campuses, almost a year in advance. Finally, I would like to express our gratitude to all alumni, BITSA International, for this great effort. We are highly indebted to Mr. Raju Reddy and Mr. Sarath Sura for their generous contribution to Sierra Atlantic Learning Center in Hyderabad, and Mr. Jay Gaur for Shankar Lal Gaur Collaboration Center at Hyderabad campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rao, for your kind address. Now it is my privilege to call upon Professor G. Raghurama, Director of BITS Pilani campus, from the Red Bus Collaboration Center at BITS Pilani. Professor Raghurama.
Thank you, Rahul. Your Excellency, Governor of Goa, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Prem Jain and other distinguished alumni and distinguished guests, faculty, colleagues and friends. As we all understand, this is a momentous occasion and an important milestone in the history of BITS, and this also in tune with the strategic plan of BITS Pilani, its Vision 2020, where we have committed to provide the best of the facilities, infrastructure to our faculty and students. It's a great opportunity for our faculty and students to collaborate. These are exciting times when the teaching and learning is changing, and I think all the teachers and the students look forward to making best use of this new technology, and I'm sure our faculty and students will collaborate, simultaneously innovate and create new teaching and learning paradigms. I should place on record the contribution made by the alumnus to Pilani campus. Of course, BITS Pilani was only one campus at that time. Around 12 years back, when we introduced the state-of-the-art connectivity in the Pilani campus. Same, Prem Jain and his team helped us. Mr. J.P. Mishra and other colleagues in Pilani worked very hard to make that time what was the state of the art, and it works even now, where the technology obsolescence is very fast. This is the second phase, BITS Connect 2.0, where BITS has become a multi-campus university. Now we are using the latest technology to connect the campuses. I look forward to getting best out of this, and I'm sure with the help of the alumni and all the students and faculty, we will be making best use of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Raghurama, for your kind address. Now it is my honor to request the Director of BITS Pilani Goa campus to kindly introduce His Excellency Governor of Goa, Mr. Bharat Vanchu, from the Janak Raj Handa Collaboration Center at Kekerula Goa campus of BITS Pilani.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my proud privilege to introduce His Excellency the Governor of State of Goa, Shri Bharatveer Vanchu, an IPS officer of 1976 batch and a postgraduate in history. Shri Vanchu has vast experience in the fields of VVIP security, departmental security, intelligence, and counter-insurgency. He is one of the most experienced officers in the country, dealing with such a different and challenging field of work. He was the founding member of the Special Protection Group called FPG, and has worked there for 18 years in different capacities, and as its chief from 2004 till his retirement in 2011. Shri Vanchu took over as Governor of the state of Goa on 4th May 2012. With his long experience in IB, where use of technology is inevitable, His Excellency is most suited to inaugurate the telepresence facility and advise us on its best usage. Your Excellency, may I now request you to deliver the inaugural address, please.
Professor B.N. Jain, Vice Chancellor BITS Pilani, Shri Satyanarayana, Secretary, Department of Information Technology, Government of India, Directors of all the BITS campuses, Professor Rahul Banerjee, Shri Raju Reddy, Shri Prem Jain, members of the press and media, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here this evening to inaugurate this video telephony and telepresence system at BITS Pilani, Goa campus. This function is indeed indicative of technological advancement and expertise, as a result of which this inauguration is happening, should I say virtually, in all the 3 BITS campuses in India at the same time. Video telephony through private connectivity or point-to-point connectivity has enabled this real and virtual occasion, which will reduce human distance and travel time and expense on a real-time basis. In the arena of knowledge exchange and reaching a larger target audience, this represents the smart use of a great technological tool and is therefore a moment of celebration. Under the far-sighted leadership of the Chancellor, Dr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, and Vice Chancellor, Professor B.N. Jain, the BITS organization, or should I say, the BITS family, has created a world-class ICT infrastructure to connect its 3 Indian campuses through BITS Connect 2.0. I would like to congratulate the BITS Pilani leadership for this forward-looking notable achievement. I am happy that BITS Pilani and the BITS Alumni Association jointly took up the task to realize this project. This is not only a testament of technology and cost sharing by multiple stakeholders, but also exemplifies the continuity of a relationship, connectivity, trust, and mission sharing between BITS and its alumni, who are the institution's resource ambassadors spread all over the world. I would like to convey my deep appreciation for this bond and look forward to future rewarding endeavors. The alumni, by their sizable contribution, have to an extent paid back their debt of gratitude to their alma mater. Friends, I would on this happy occasion say that the emergence of ICT in the recent past, its revolutionary impact on our educational process, and the evolution of the concept of a virtual university and knowledge management is no more a distant vision. Now that BITS Pilani is adopting this technological medium, I am confident that many other institutions in India will follow in their footsteps to expand their knowledge delivery mechanism and outreach through such technology initiatives. While this project will connect BITS classrooms in all the 3 campuses at Pilani, Goa and Hyderabad to make a virtual and interactive single classroom, it will also help conduct day-to-day inter-campus interactions, share distinguished lectures live, enable real-time cross-campus research deliveries, besides enabling multi-campus placements and remote recruitment. I am confident that BITS will expand this video telephony version of BITS Connect 2.0 and further link BITS to the best of the research and learning centers all over India and abroad, and be a tool for building greater knowledge capacity and knowledge society. It is a matter of pride that through this technology, Indian television media today is as good as best of international news medias. Some other select sectors in India, including in the government sector, also use this technology for purposes of advanced information sharing. While teleconferencing facilities are already in use in many academic institutions, point-to-point video telephony connectivity involving multiple campuses across the country, as we see here today, is yet to be a part of India's educational infrastructure. I'm sure you would agree that technology incorporation is critically linked to addressing some of the persistent and perplexing problems of our country that it is experiencing in the education sector. With over 13 million students enrolled in higher education, India is the 3rd largest country behind China and the US in student enrollments. This, however, reflects a gross enrollment ratio of only 12.4% compared to the global average of 26%. The Indian higher education system faces acute shortage of quality educators. The quality of education is not of the highest standards, and there is a very limited focus on research. This is a big negative and is indeed a matter of concern. While government is taking all possible steps to address these critical challenges, one of our country's premier private universities, none other than BITS Pilani, has happily taken the lead through its BITS Connect 2.0 program, which is a laudable initiative. Friends, I would like to mention that in the context of India's growing technology drive, the relevance of ICT in mass education for educating our masses and the future generations at the university and school levels is now being incrementally realized. Our challenge in meeting the demand and supply of qualified and experienced teachers for our universities, colleges and schools can largely be addressed using these rapidly evolving technological tools, and BITS Pilani has shown us the way. I have no doubt that future trends in pedagogy and educational processes are bound to benefit from this technological advancement. Elite institutions like BITS stand out as leaders in this technological achievement. Large parts of India, as we know, are far behind from these benefits. I would strongly wish and urge your institution to be the pioneer in this field